because of Obamacare, my family's small business had our coverage canceled. Our new plan carried a 30% premium increase, higher deductibles, and higher out-of-pocket copays. This is a story that's become all too common here and all around the country.
The headlines read, Obamacare is succeeding. Of course, this is an opinion many will trumpet without digging into the details. Because as the Affordable Health Care Act might make it so for some, for small businesses, you can remove that word affordable right from the top and then discuss the disaster it has created for some people. Let's welcome to MidPoint. He is the president and CEO of a small business in North Carolina, NeuroTronik, and he is suffering the effects of this improved health care concept. Fred McCoy joins us on the show. Fred, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Ed. Good to be here.
Fred, how did this all get started here? Give us in about 60 seconds, if you can, the idea of how the Obamacare initiative, if you will, started with you and where it all started to go wrong.
Well, we're very practical people here at NeuroTronik. We're trying to bring forward a new medical technology. Our benefits are designed to attract great people, and our renewal for our health care was on September the 1st. We did renew and had a modest rate increase, and I said, wow, that's very pleasant news. And my assistant said, oh, but if the Affordable Care Act had been put in place this year, our increase would have been 57%, which for us would have been $41,000.
$41,000 more. So you are not under Obamacare right now. It was a decision that you were considering, correct?
Well, that's correct, because the requirement for employers of our size to come under the Affordable Care compliant insurance policies has been delayed for a year. So it's not until next year that we'll have to comply. But as we do our budget, we see a big budget hole coming as a result of that maybe by then $50,000 we're going to have to find somewhere else.
So if you don't mind my asking, how many employees in the company, Fred?
We have a total of 10 employees, 7 of which are covered under our benefits plan. And it's a relatively well-experienced, skilled group of people, family people. And in fact, almost all of us have family members covered under our group plan.
So for 10 employees in, the possibility of paying $41,000 more a year in health insurance, where does that money work out to? What makes up $41,000 in additional coverage?
Well, we don't see the value for that additional $41,000, and that was perhaps the whole point. Because our group is relatively well, because we're covering our children, because we've got the care that we want now, but additional features of an Affordable Care Act plan would require higher premiums. We're getting features that we don't want in an economic package that is in fact higher in cost than we have currently today. We like what we've got. We'd like to keep it, and we understand that beginning next year we'll be unable to do that.
So when you talk about features that you don't want, give us an idea. What is sitting in there, a couple of examples that you simply don't need with your employee base?
Well, my assistant that helped me understand this said that there are a whole variety of coverages that are in the new plan, the new potential plan, that we don't have in ours currently. And I said, well, okay, are there any of those things that our people need or want that we should be getting now? Because, of course, the objective is to have benefits that attract the very best people. And she said, oh, no, we've got everything we need. All of our preventative care is paid for. And so, in fact, I would answer your question kind of in reverse, which is saying we've got everything we want.
When we talk about a lot of these premiums, I think what happens here, a lot of people don't understand or else are sort of blindsided many times by what happens with the Affordable Health Care Act, because the premiums are only one component of this. I mean, the lower they are, the higher must be other things like copays, deductibles, and out-of-pocket maximums are the things that kind of hit you. As you look at these plans a little bit, is that what's happening here, that quite frankly it's almost a little bait and switch in all of these areas, and that's kind of the jockeying of the money?
So, Ed, in our case, it was interesting. Our group wanted from the outset to have a high deductible health care savings account plan enabled, and so we set it up for ourselves. The Annual deductible is $5,000. The maximum annual out-of-pocket is $10,000. And of course, healthcare savings accounts can be funded to those kinds of levels. The catastrophic care on the high end is incredibly good. And so what we've done with our plan is that we've eliminated the chance of financial catastrophe for someone should they fall gravely ill. That's exactly what people want. So we're not concerned with the deductibles and the copays. What we're concerned about is the increase in premium. So far, the company has paid the premium, but it's not clear that we're going to be able to do that going forward. We're either going to have to yield on that point, or we're going to have to cut jobs, or we're going to have to cut our development program, none of which are going to be helpful to us developing this life-saving technology.
Let's make sure we make that point so the people hear it loud and clear. Next year, when you have to go to the Affordable Health Care Plan, what is being told that you must go to, you fear that, quite frankly, you only have 10 employees and you may have to cut a couple of employees just to make ends meet?
Well, I don't think in our case we're going to do that because we're reasonably well funded. What I'm most concerned about is, as a citizen, many companies are going to have to do that. And even in our case, well-funded, very experienced, very skilled, with terrific investors, we're going to have to consider cuts to certain parts of our development program in order to overcome this obstacle. And that is not going to be helpful for our project, and in my view as a citizen, not helpful for our economy.
Fred, how do you react when you hear over and over again the taped words of President Obama when he said, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor?
Well, and then I think they also said, if you like your plan, you can keep your plan. And in our case, the answer to that is you cannot.
Did you, by any chance, vote for the president last time around?
Well, I did not. However, I don't want to make this as much about a political comment as is a very practical comment, which is this is a burden on business, and business creates jobs, and jobs are important for this economic recovery, and so this is a problem.
That is exactly the point we wanted to make, and you made it very well. Fred, we wish you and the company a tremendous amount of success, and let's hope that you have all your employees and everybody is happy next year when you get your new insurance. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Pleasure. After the break, QE is dead. Long live QE. Or something to that effect as the Fed finally makes a move many question.